Good evening. My name is Peter Nesson. This presentation is an attitude reflection, and we were told to observe yourself or observe an individual for an entire day and write about whether the attitude changed or not. So I decided to really observe my wife for a whole day. I didn't really let her know that I was going to observe her because I didn't want it to either negatively affect her attitude or impact her attitudes, or positively. I would say if I have told her that I was, observing her, she would adjust her attitude and not be herself. So I decided to just do it unknown to her. So I broke it down into time blocks. First of all, we want to define attitudes. Attitudes are generally considered to be summary evaluative reactions of a target that include dimensions such as good or bad, or harmful or beneficial, likable or unlikable. That's from our text. So on Wednesday, January 20, I decided to observe my wife. For the last 5 years, my wife has been part of prayer ministry over the phone. She's part of at least 3. She works at 4 o'clock in the morning to do. For the last 5 years, I've not been able to sleep in the morning beginning from 4 a.m. unless when she's away at work or traveling. So I started observing her at 4 a.m. From 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. That's the first time block. She wakes up in the morning every morning, dials the phone because there's some restriction as to what number you can call depending on your carrier. So she had to use all the different codes to be able to get to them. And before she would even arrive on the line, there are other 15, 20 people already praising God and singing in different ethnic languages, and some people are prophesying, interpreting dreams, and all of that. So by 5 a.m., she turns the TV on to Channel 5 to watch Good Day Atlanta, the news and the weather report. And my attitudes is always like, I really don't care, because I've told her before, how do you watch TV and listen to prayer line and be able to pray at the same time? And she had no problem with it. Attitude. First of attitude to about when the singing and all of that is, she heard some of these songs so many times, so she doesn't like a lot of them a lot. So she's always like, here we go again, So 6 a.m. prayer line is concluded, and she falls asleep because I know she's snoring. She falls asleep, and she wakes up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and she goes to prepare dinner for the day, lunch or dinner, and we'll pour everything together. And she's cooking, and she tells me, do you like what I'm cooking? I said, well, it's not gonna. We ate it before, so it's not really gonna do me any harm. So yeah, so we while we're in the middle of the food around 12 noon, she gets a call from Africa about people we support all the time, and she's really angry. She's shouting, and I'm mad too, because these people who done everything, they have buried a nephew a week earlier, and everybody was fighting all over the place instead of being together. So they had to call my wife to try to intervene. She had to run to Walmart quickly to go send money, because they're asking for money also. She comes back, and she gets on the line again at 2 o'clock for another prayer meeting. The same routine that was repeated from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. is all repeated until around 4 p.m. And then sometime in the middle there, she's watching TV at the same time and laughing and giggling. And I'm saying, my attitude, is she laughing about what's happening in the TV, or is she laughing about what's happening on prayer line, or what people say on prayer line? So attitudes can be changed. Attitude, when you form it, is like the author said, it's kind of difficult based on research, that when attitudes are formed, sometimes it's very difficult to break away from them. And I believe in my heart that my wife has really got into this watching TV and praying and preaching and reading scripture at the same time. How she does it is mind-boggling to me. That's my attitude, you know. And the hypothesis about that is once attitude to form, they're very hard to change. So the function of our attitudes, you know, our attitudes can help us organize our complex social world, because they enable us to interact with the world without having to reevaluate the same target person or situation each time we encounter. Attitudes can also increase our affiliations and connection with others who share similar attitudes like ours. So, in other words, my wife is sharing, even though the attitude I really couldn't measure, because there were some that were implicit and explicit. Some were unconscious and consciously you can see. So, and in terms of how scripture deals with attitudes, you know, our attitudes is important as believers, how we relate to the world, and in terms of our faith, because we have to have attitude that shun evil and pursue what is good and righteous in God, in serving God. There's so many scripture, and I can't quote them right now because of time. But Romans chapter 12, verses 16 to 18 is so important when it comes to our attitude. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud, but be willing to associate with proud. For people of low position, do not be conceited. Do not repay evil, anyone evil for evil, but be careful to do what is right in the eyes of everyone. If it is possible, as far as it depends on you, live at peace with everyone. And verse 18 is very important because of the complexity of our attitude. As a believer, you should not be the reason for lack of peace. So, and that's about it. And I added something here. Our attitudes, the only person who can change our attitude to beatitude is the Spirit of God. He's the only one who can change our attitudes into appropriate reaction and attitude for God and for other people. That's it. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you.